Hello everybody, I'm Danger Gen Vex and welcome to the final act of Masochisia. As you can see, it's a little bit darker than usual and we're doing it for the ambiance, in honor of this final act. Before we actually get into the game itself though, I got another letter from Hamilton. And this letter says, "Well, friend, it would appear that you have completed my story." Not yet, we still have an act to go, but... Or have you? Well, you've played as far as you were able to. Did you enjoy my game? No? Well, it's not for everyone. I could tell you had mixed feelings about what you did. Mixed feelings is an understatement. I hated it. Understandable, I suppose. But I suppose our time is done for now. Perhaps you will never hear from me again. Or perhaps I will always be here now. And maybe you will find letters from me again when you least expect it. Behave now. I know what you're capable of, and I'll be watching you. Okay, if my computer starts randomly generating messages from this guy after I finish the game, I'm gonna freak out. I'll tell you guys if something like that happens, but I will legitimately freak the fuck out. Because I shouldn't be getting letters from, Hamilton. Okay, so that is the letter, and this is the mouth. The final act, the mouth. Okay. What is that mysterious ticking noise? Anyway, let's just... Hello, psychiatrist, psychologist dude. Oh boy. Albert, I'm not your lawyer. I'm not your priest. These things you speak of, these are dark things. No shit, Sherlock. What did you think? I still hear his screams. I kind of do. I mean, I know he didn't actually scream, but I can imagine it in my head. I can hear the screams that would have been there. And it is... Yeah, I still hear his screams. The past has a way of holding with us. His pain, his suffering. Do his cries haunt you? Didn't I just say that? Is this guy deaf? Perhaps they should. Perhaps you have more feelings than you let on. Sometimes I remember I'm human. I feel more than you realize, or don't overanalyze me. I feel more than you realize. I've never doubted your humanity, just your actions. I would too, quite frankly. I mean, the shit that I've done, I've killed my father, and the shit with my brother, and the poor little boy. You're made of the same flesh and blood as I, and these glimpses of humanity make these next questions so challenging. You've done very terrible things, young Billy. He suffered greatly. But why? What possible pleasure was there to gain in his agony? Why did you make him suffer so greatly? They told me to do it because I wanted to make him suffer. It was the only way I could be saved. It was the only way I could be saved. I know that the angel told us that killing him would save us, but they told me to do it just sounds so mentally disturbed. All of these sound mentally disturbed, so I guess it was the only way I could be saved. The commandments of God, the voice of an angel, the screeching voices in your head, the vicious monsters in your heart. These are not your salvation. They are simply the justification. Your justification. Thank you for being all up in my grill. Step back, sir. Step back. Thank you. They command. Thank you. You simply obey. An innocent puppet, moving as they tug your strings. For one who craves control, you seem to have so very little of it. Very good point. Valid point. Valid point. Very valid point. Hello, Albert. Dipshit. How does it feel? How does what feel? The weight is lifted from your shoulders. Your true self can emerge from its shell. This feels wrong. I think I feel sick. I did feel a little sick. I think I feel sick. Yes. This is to be expected. This is all so new for you. These feelings, this absolute freedom. Don't worry. The sickness will pass with time. But I feel so guilty. Stop with the flashing. Yes, guilt. You are human, brother. What kind of person would you be if this didn't bother you? But you're bigger than that. You've placed what was required of you above your feelings. You've done as you were told. You've done as you were meant to do. And what is required now? Or is this the end? Please. Okay, it would make for a very short video, but yeah, this is the end. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you for watching. Peace. Cheers. Ciao. Okay, never mind. What is required now? Much is required, for much has been given to you. But for this moment, let us return to the messenger. The sacrament was prepared. The blood has been spilled. Okay, back to the messenger we go. We're off to see Hamilton. Why? Why do you think we are this way? We did not ask for this calling. Yet, we are. We are what? We are monsters? Yes, we are. We're horrible, despicable. We're killers. That was what I was looking for. Those were the words I was looking for. We're killers. Aren't we? We're survivors. We've survived this. We're survivors. Survivors. Ironic that we consume others. See, I told you, the serial killer, I'm now even more sure than I was before, that this is about that serial killer, so that we ourselves are not consumed. Oy. I still haven't told you the name of that serial killer, but I will. Did you know the pills don't really change us? They don't really hide us. You know, I've also noticed that for the past 2 episodes, well, 3 episodes I think, we haven't had pills. Whoa! I'm sorry, Billy. I'm so sorry, Billy. I'm so sorry, Billy. For the past episodes we didn't have any needles either. The pills are our crutch. They were never anything more. You said I needed them. Then why do we bother with them? Because for a time, we did need them. They helped us cope, helped us rationalize. What about now? What about now? What do we do now? What do we now? Ay. Damn it, Billy! Go away! Go away, Billy. Go away. And then there was the magic needles, which weren't really magic, I'm sure. It was just a method of coping, you know, self-harm. You remember them. Are you saying they had no purpose? Nay, they had a purpose. They existed for our pleasure. We use them because we want them. Well, yeah, I wanted them in those moments because apparently it was the only way to make the nasties go away. But I get what it means in the game. The shrine. Hamilton. Never forget. The prescription on our pills is not the essence of who we are. We are who we are. What's that supposed to mean? Don't give me none of that metaphorical bullshit right now. Okay. Albert. Hello, ugly! Whoa, ugly! Whoa, 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 ugly. Very ugly. Yeah, I knew he was evolving as the story was going along. I mean, I could see him change from the first episode to this episode. But this is just... He is no... What the hell is going on? He is no angel. Not that that's much of a surprise. He is a nasty looking son of a bitch. Okay, hello, Michael. Stop it. Our child. How you grow. How you've grown, Michael. Your feet are firmly planted on the path of our righteousness. But you will not walk this path alone, for we are the mouth. This is creepy. And we will all walk this path with you. This weight is too much for me. I know he hungered for more, but this is too much for me. Doubt, like a cancer of the mind, it is a sickness. Do not wallow in this pit of self-loathing and despair. You will accept this destiny. For I have already seen the end. You're the mouth, not the eyes, so fuck off. What is at the end? There is blood and death. So much death. My death? Yes, child. Your death. Seated in a throne of wood and steel, surrounded by your enemies, when the electric touch of God himself circuits through your body. I know what he's talking about. But before this, many others will die before this final rapture. Who will I kill? Do their names matter? It was never about who they were, but what they were. And what were they? Your sins will be great. Only the blood of the innocent can cleanse you, and true innocence can only belong to the children of this world. This is our modus. I will kill children, Will. One already has killed a child. Billy will not be the only child to feel your blade. But in time, even their deaths will not satisfy your hunger, your thirst. A sip of the blood, a taste of the flesh. You will partake in this holy communion of blood and flesh. Take, eat, for this is our sacrament. She was always the sweetest kill. Grace. She is destiny. Now take her. Ay, do I have to? I guess so. Our name is Albert. I knew it. What? Our name is... Oh boy, oh boy. I should have seen this coming. Flesh eater. We grieve at their deaths, but for this we are scorned. Possessions, as they are called. Victims, as they call them. It is true that there is a vast plain between our definitions, but the grief, they do not understand how intricately connected we are. What they cannot understand is that when it comes to our possessions, we do not necessarily want them to die. In truth, sometimes we do, but mostly we do not. We do, however, need them. We need them to be there for us at all times. We need them to endure what we are giving them. Really, in a perfect world, they'd never die. Their existence would simply be to endure what we impart on them. Death is an unfortunate side effect of what we do. For when we lose our possessions, we are grieved, not because we miss them, but because we have no one else when they're gone. This is how the cycle is reborn, for we are but hollow men, built with broken veins. Anything to say, have you? Anything? And here we find ourselves at the end of our sessions. Our journey together has been perhaps not pleasant. I hate what I've become. Why do you hate yourself? I don't hate you. You have done terrible things, things which you must accept responsibility for. That feeling of guilt over your actions, you must cling to this. These traces of your humanity. Yes, I will remember these. That's good. You will need to hold on tightly. I wish this could have helped you more. I hoped that you'd stop. Your father would live. Billy would live. Grace would live. You must understand. There is a certain fascination that comes with the abhorrence of violence. We are disgusted by its appearance in society, yet we can't shake its allure. That is very true. A fascination seemingly innate to our very genetic code. Secret desires, buried resentment, deep-seated anger, all tinted in dreams of violence. Dreams we, of course, do not speak of. But one can only truly absolve their darkest impulses via exploration. Through this examination of our desires, we begin to understand their place in our existence. You see, violent tendencies may be a festering itch, yet we're all inclined to scratch. So come, let us scratch. Let us see what will flow when these scabs are removed. I don't think I believe you. Don't you see it's not real? No, I don't think I believe you. I think I'm done here. You don't control when this ends. I do. What do you mean? No, you don't. I'm leaving. What the hell? I think we're done here. You can't see this, but it's on my screen. But don't worry. I'll be watching. Yes, I've got my eye on you. This is really creepy. Okay, it's gone, it's done, it's... Okay, that was weird. I moved to the side, and the game just exited. It just left. And then on my desktop, on my screen, which you couldn't see because it's not set up to record my screen, but on my screen, those notes just popped up. Bloody hell. Are there any notes or letters? Let's see. Any other letters or notes or anything? Just refresh my desktop. Let me see if there's anything. Yes, no. No, I don't see any letters. If does one pop up at some point, I'll let you know. But buggery bollocksing hell. Is the psychiatrist one of the bad guys? It would kind of look like it, doesn't it? Oh, okay, let me just stop this so we can talk. Mamma mia. Okay. So, let's take stock. I thought the game was about the serial killer called, well, after that, I think it was episode 3. I think, yeah, episode 3 or episode 4. When the stuff that the Grey Man said, in combination with the names of Billy and Grace and a couple of other things, I started to suspect that this game might be about the serial killer Hamilton Fish. Now, his real name is Hamilton Fish, but he disliked the name and, you know, how they called him Ham, and, you know, he wanted to avoid certain teasing and whatnot, so he took the name Albert. Hamilton Albert Fish, but he went by Albert. And Albert killed and ate children. And then he would he wrote a letter to the mother of, I think he wrote a letter to Billy's family and Grace's family, if I'm not mistaken, you know, and describing why he did what he did, justifying it, and describing what he did to them, you know, that he ate them and that they screamed and that he tortured them, you know, and it was, you can read it all on Wikipedia if you like, but he did meet his end in the electric chair, a throne of wood and iron, wood and metal, and electricity. So he did die by the electric chair. I think they only have 8 confirmed victims, but even though he confessed to killing a lot more than that, killing, eating, and raping, and torturing a lot more children than that. He like that, where he said that in an ideal world they would survive what he did to them, that they would exist only to take it. He would torture them, taking pleasure in their pain. So, you know, I have nothing against masochism and sadism, but as a lifestyle, BDSM as a lifestyle and all of that, but this is going to the point of where, you know, not you know, not right in the head. So yeah, that was Albert Fish, Hamilton Albert Fish. So a lot of the elements in the game actually link directly to his story. So very, very well done. I applaud the creators on that element. As for the rest of it, I mean, it's as he described it, as exploring a psychological horror. I would say that he has definitely exceeded my expectations. I have very high expectations when it comes to psychological horror, because it is my favorite genre in books, in movies, in games. Psychological horror and thrillers are my baby. So I have very high standards there. And considering the fact that several times I could feel chills running down the back of my spine, and I discovered the notes and this ending with the notes, his final words flashing across my desktop. I think his experiment succeeded. He did very, very well. I'm very happy that I found this game, that I chose to play this game. I will probably not forget this game for a good long while, even though I might try to forget certain elements of it. I don't know, I do believe he said on Steam that there might be slight variations in the ending, but he really wanted it to feel like you have a choice and at the same time like you don't. So I think there really is just one way to end it, because in the end you're going to go to sing, you are going to go to the chair, you're going to go fizz and goodbye. There's no other ending for Albert Fish. The end is the end. That's it. Tough luck. But game itself, I mean, it was very simple graphic-wise and all of that, but it was highly effective. And the occasional flashes of messages, and the colors and the faces, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Very well done. I mean, he doesn't rely on jump scares to give you that thrill, but where and when and how he uses them is very, very well done. It's brilliant. It's perfect. I have to say I love this game. Top-notch ratings from me. I will not play it again, probably, though, because I have enjoyed exploring this dark side, and now I'm done exploring this dark side. But if you are into general knowledge and, the psychology of serial killers and stuff like that, go and read about Albert Fish. He's actually a very interesting subject in that regard. So if you don't mind me referring to it in purely objective means from a psychological interest standpoint, he is a very interesting subject. So if that's something you are curious about and interested in, the psychological approach of serial killers and that, go read about this guy. I mean, he had some serious screws loose, but he did always have that grief, as he said, as the game said, and that was probably why he wrote the letters, trying to explain, not wanting the families to suffer, not knowing where their children are and whatnot. I don't know, but that is the story of Albert Fish, in a way, in a nutshell. And this game was brilliant. I'm just going to say it again. I've said 100 times, but it was really good, and I really enjoyed playing it for, just the pure fact that it gave me goosebumps. I liked it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode in this series, please leave me a like down below and leave me a comment on your thoughts about this whole banana. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye!